First, I'm going to open the floor to Trustee Brenner, and she has a few words, and then we'll open the floor to the residents. I have a couple simple rules. We're all adults. We stay civil, which is to say we're not going to be raising our voice, we're not going to have threatening actions, and we're not going to use vulgarity. Pretty straightforward. We're going to allocate up to 30 minutes for your opinions to be voiced. So, in the interest of addressing that time in the best, in the interest of the most use of the time, I would ask that you come up one at a time, state your name and your address here in the village, and you know, whatever your comments are. It's not kind of a question and answer, it's designed for you to voice your opinion on this concern, and I know we have concerns both pro and con. Just because you don't agree with the comments, I would ask that you refrain from shouting out. We don't need that. Let's respect each other. And if it gets out of hand, this hits that, and it's all over, folks. So let's respect each other. You're given 30 minutes. Let's allocate it. Let's hear everybody's opinion. Let's not get repetitive. If whatever somebody said and it's the same thoughts you want to share, I would say let what's been shared. There's no need in getting repetitive. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. So, after that, it'll come back to the board. The motion will be made. There'll be questions on the board, and then the roll call will happen. Barb, we won't be making a motion at this point, but when we come back after citizen
I'm ready.
But you can, you know. Okay, so with that, we'll open the floor. I'm sorry, I'll move the floor over to Trustee Brennan.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody that's come. We're interested in hearing what you have to say. This golf cart issue is not just a recent problem. It's been for 4 years. We've been kicking it back and forth, The majority of the board did say maybe we should just prohibit the carts. When this board is a team, and when this board talked about that, we've decided to come up with another avenue, and that will be in the motion tonight. That we felt that it's time for the people to say what they have to say, the other people say what they have to say, and be done with this issue. Yay or nay? So that's where it stands, and we think the voting would be more proper than for 7 people to make this decision. So thank you again, and we welcome to hear all your comments. But
Can I ask one quick question?
No, wait.
Oh, sorry.
Wait. Are you done?
I will be done.
I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay.
No, I was just going to ask, can we know what the new motion might be before anybody gets?
Sure, basically.
I haven't
we
presented
stop
it
wasting a
before
bunch of
yet.
time here?
Right.
Basically what it's going to read is
Well,
that,
either part's gonna read a motion or not.
well, we're not reading the motion, I'm answering the question. And the question is that it's, the suggestion, at least in the motion, is going to be
Sorry?
for the referendum. Let you people decide with your pen.
And the other people that live in the village too. To me, I just think it's a win-win situation for everyone that lives here in Paddock Lake, and that's what I'd like to see.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you in the back here. You said you'll move it to a referendum?
That's the
correct.
proposal that I have in this motion.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. Is any, what?
Can I just make a quick comment that they're going to ask, when would the referendum be? It needs to be at a general election. The next general election is in November.
November 4th is the next
General election.
governor's election, and that's when we would have the referendum. Yeah, but,
That's, yeah, it's not a general,
yeah,
that's part of.
that's why we're excited to do it.
Okay, who wants to go to the podium?
First.
Nobody wants to go to the podium?
I mean, we all got something to say. Just find your tongue, just let this go, or do you know, I mean, this is what we want. We can bury ourselves, or we can just hope the fall.
Yeah.
I'm a new resident of Paddock. I've lived here for 5 years.
Name and address, please.
Terrence Paisano, 24612 68th Street.
Can you spell your last name?
P as in Paul, ISANO. I do not own a golf cart. However, this is a lake town, a small town in a lake, and it's been my experience that members in the communities of these towns use golf carts to get to and from the lake, bring their children to and from. It's part of the community. It's a fun experience. People love doing it. I love seeing it. I've been here 5 years, and I grew up in the suburb. I cannot tell you how much love I see in this community amongst the people, what they celebrate, Christmas, Halloween, the interaction amongst it. I would hate to see something like this taken away from these people, especially the ones who already have it as an asset. I myself plan on getting one because I'm going to join the beach association, but my kids are small, so they're not quite big enough to go for a walk all the way to the beach. Helps me get them down to the beach, helps a lot of people use the lake in this community. I think it's a big mistake to take something in your environment that a lot of people get a lot of joy out of and just take away from them. There's no, I don't see the point of doing that. So please don't do that, so I can get a golf cart, drive my kids to the beach, we can swim in beautiful Paddock Lake, I can see everybody down there smiling and having a good time. I would really hate to see something that is kind of a pillar in your community, even though you don't see it that way. It's a staple, you know. I've been all over the United States. I've been up and down the eastern seaboard, on 4th of July weekends, all over the place. Jersey Shore, golf carts everywhere. Myrtle Beach, golf carts everywhere. Virginia Beach, golf carts everywhere. It's part of the community. It's part of the environment. And to me, I see the same thing here. And I would just hate to see it taken away, because I see it bring a lot of joy to a lot of people. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Carol. Okay, next.
Michael Miller, 24713 68th Street. You know, we understand your concern. You know, I mean, to allow anybody to drive these things is foolish. You know, regulating, we're completely behind it, you know?
All are concerned.
Yeah,
Not
I
just
mean,
me.
it concerns me, you know, I mean, in talking to the fellow people out here, you know, I myself would chase down the idiot that's on the golf cart. You know, I don't want it taken away from me. You know, I mean, a yearly fee, we have no problem paying it. I know it may cost money for you guys, you know, to you know, assign somebody to that. But there's a few people, we would volunteer that, to not have that taken away from us. You know, I hope that you don't do it. You know, there's a lot of, you know, the regulations that we have all spoke, you could draw a list this long and we follow it. You know, we're not looking to get away with something. You know, I came from Kenosha, I came out here, I see people driving mini bikes, dirt bikes, go-karts, anything they possibly can. We live in a county, you know, I mean, you wouldn't pull that off in Kenosha. We live in a county, it's gonna happen. You know, the golf carts, it's a golf cart, you know, I mean, we're really just using them to enjoy what we have of it. I mean, would I love to see them in the 4th of July parade? You know how many decorated 4th of July golf carts you could have in the parade? I mean, Christmas, you wanna know what kind of Christmas parade you guys could have? You know, I mean, just don't take it away. That's all I got.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike Donahue, 245-106 9th Street. I've owned a home here 26 years. I even got one down the road there by Seabirds. And I've always had a golf cart ever since I moved here. I thought I started it. I go to the channel all the time and pick up along the channel the garbage. I go down there fishing. I take a grandkid to the water to go swimming and fishing. Never had no problems. I've been in all the bark parades and all the little thing floats got going on. So I don't think you should ban them, it's not right. So that's my feelings.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Sorry. 249097 Street. I also don't have a golf cart, but enjoy sporting, ice fishing, all of that. Everybody that has one, I am in the winter when it's really cold, gotten rides on the golf cart to go pee. Thank you. All for it.
Anybody else?
Hi, Doug Martina, 24829 71st Street. So I'm a golf cart owner. I think, not to be repetitive, one of the most important things to me is just the joy. If you can see my 8-year-old son's joy, Dad, take me for a golf cart ride. Dad, take me to the beach. My mother visited last summer, 70 years old. I was able to drive her around to the parks that her grandson goes to. Drive her to the lake and to the beach, which, she wouldn't have been able to get there except for in the car. And so much joy in my family specifically has come from just owning a simple golf cart, driving around town and having a blast. Again, I've heard some of the people say, we're for the regulations. Most of the owners here that have them, we want them to be safe, but we don't want them taken away. If you guys could just see how much fun it is, especially for the kids. Halloween, the parades, I know some of the others have mentioned that. It is something that sets us apart from some of the other communities that we're allowed to do these things. I think it also, if in fact they were taken away, it would set a bad precedent. And that other things recreationally may be taken away. So I think it does, there's a danger of setting a bad precedent. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
John Crane, 6609, 2434. Well, I'd just like to say that the last time I seen this many people in the forum was when they were trying to give us a public well on that side of the lake. But anyways, I moved to Paddock Lake about 23 years ago, based on the fact that I love recreation. We live in recreation state, right to recreation. We live in a recreational community. About 12, 13 years ago, I decided I wanted to get involved with recreation. I became trail coordinator for our snowmobile club. I firmly believe that everybody can have a great time if we regulate a certain sport and keep it safe for everybody. I think that regulations are good for the overall of everybody and a safety factor for families and friends. So with that being said, there's a lot of question, is it safe? I have a golf cart myself, had it since I met Mike Donahue. It's not, law enforcement agencies have been very understanding, and I understand their predicament. I understand the front office predicament. But I know that we all can come together and make it a safe sport. On the second note, not everybody can afford to live on the lake. And it does give the people in the backyards, if you will, the back neighborhood, an opportunity to take their family and fall to the lake, to our beaches that don't have enough parking spaces for everybody to get there. It provides a safe, convenient venue of getting people there, it's green, there's more positive than negative. But I do firmly believe that it's gonna be safe and better for the community if it's regulated.
Thank you.
Patricia Fish, 2481468th Street. I agree with everybody, what everybody said. My major concern is, will any liability come back to the village? I'm sure that their homeowner's insurance will cover their part, but if you pass this, will there be liability for the village? And that we have to ask earlier. Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
John Schumacher, 6705. I got a golf cart, it was a white piece of junk. I rode it for 2 years. Everyone was riding there, so I dumped $4 grand for this. Fix it up. All I use it for is on a hot Sunday, take a ride, take the kids to the beaches. And, you know, I'd like to keep them legal too. I'm all for the regulations and everything. As far as insurance, my own cart is individually insured, so that is not homeowners, okay? If anything happens on that cart, it goes to my insurance. So that's pretty much all I got.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Robert Gordon, 6937 36th Avenue. I guess I'm for the golf carts, regulations is great. I've had one for years, never had an incident. I can't even count any incidents I've heard in the village throughout the years of my golf cart around Paddock. As far as Halloween, you see in Halloween, the people around, there are tons of them. There's tractors out there, there's trailers, and how many instances have we had just in Halloween? One day of multi-use out there. The regulations, I think, is great. As far as everyone else has pretty much covered everything, I don't see the band being the best move. We can work together with this group and we can set some guidelines. So,
Anybody else?
Dan Berkner, Dan Berkner, 6020 239. I have two electric golf carts myself, and I like my father-in-law is up by right behind Century, and he is disabled. So for me to go get it, I really appreciate it because I also got my brother up here. He ain't lives with right now either. So I'd like to just use them for that. And they got their own insurance and everything, $300,000. I got both of them in a campground up north, one during the summer, and I rent home in the fall. And I got $300,000 liability on both. So it wouldn't be anything for the village of Paddock Lake, so that's all I got to say.
I just got a real quick thing. Steve Blumel, 24600 72nd Street. My biggest thing is the safety issue. I think we have a bigger issue with 16-year-old kids driving around $50,000 cars than we do with the golf carts. So I'd like to see some kind of study that shows how many times there's been incidents with golf carts compared to cars and any other type of vehicle. So that's what I'm going to
Anybody else?
Heather Gentry, 24710 68th Street. I am a golf cart owner. I have been for a couple years. For me, we use them obviously for the beach, so this is going to be